why can't we get some balloons?
Hey, because you didn't buy it, you're broke. You bought the turtle.
We didn't buy the turtle.
No. If you might have money, ask me.
We got.
Hey, not say nothing else to
Cam Skattebo made racial comments, and the internet exploded. Shedeur didn't brush it off. He snapped back fast. Music now, this isn't trash talk. It's a full-blown firestorm. Is Skattebo out of control, or just straight-up disrespectful? Let me know in the comments below. The NFL offseason just went nuclear. What should have been casual player banter turned into a full-blown internet storm. Cameras were rolling, the energy was light, and everyone was joking around until Cam Skattebo opened his mouth. He threw a shot at Shedeur, calling him broke, trying to make it funny with draft rounds and contracts. Instant silence. Not a laugh, not even a chuckle, just awkward tension. And that's the thing, this wasn't football talk. It was insecurity showing itself in a room full of eyes and cameras. Skattebo clearly wanted to look bigger, tougher, in control. But instead, he looked small, desperate, and it wasn't even subtle. Everyone saw it. Everyone felt it. This wasn't just a bad joke. It was an exposed ego trying to score points in a room where Shedeur already owned the attention. Shedeur didn't scream. He didn't rant. He didn't turn it into a shouting contest. He let the moment breathe. His eyes said everything. One look, sharp, calm, unshakable. Then the faintest smile, not friendly, not warm, but the kind that says, "You just dug your own hole." Boom. Game over. That's silence deadly. In a room where every camera catches every twitch, staying composed hits harder than yelling. Shedeur knows this. He has been under the spotlight, and he doesn't waste energy on clowns. Skattebo, he panicked. He thought volume equals dominance. He thought words can make him relevant. He thought he could shake a player who already understands the rules. He was wrong, brutally wrong. And everyone watching saw it. Here's the real lesson people are missing. Shedeur isn't playing like a rookie. He's thinking like a business brand platform. Every move he makes is calculated. Skattebo tried to hit him in the wallet. Shedeur doesn't carry cash in his hand. He carries influence, leverage, and eyes on him wherever he goes. Calling him broke is meaningless, it's laughable. He's already turned attention into currency. Endorsements, jersey sales, fan attention. He gets it. Skattebo is still stuck in the old mindset where a contract check defines a player. Shedeur plays at a whole different level. Music, and this clip proves it. One careless comment, one desperate jab, and the world saw exactly who's built for this spotlight and who's not. Cam Skattebo clearly didn't think this through. He tried to make it look like throwing shade at Shedeur would hit him where it hurts, his money. But Shedeur isn't just collecting checks. He is thinking bigger. He wants a piece of the action, a stake in the long-term game, not just a flat payment. It's like playing chess while Skattebo is stuck playing checkers. Even if people online don't know the exact numbers or deal details, that's not the point. The point is leverage, ownership, control. One small slice of a major brand that keeps growing can be worth more than a big upfront contract. That's how you build wealth that lasts past the field, past the highlight reels, past the career. So when Skattebo tried to call him broke, it didn't land. It never would. Because Shedeur is built to think in years, not paydays. And anyone trying to score points with a rookie-level insult against someone who moves like a business, they just look weak, desperate, exposed. The same energy shows up every time people start debating Shedeur's endorsements. They throw around huge numbers, talk about draft positions, act like his worth is capped by where he was picked. That's not how it works anymore. It's not about draft spot. It's about attention, influence, brand pull. Can you sell products? Can fans care? Can you shift culture with your name alone? That's why companies like Nike and Gatorade are watching every move, not just touchdowns or highlights. They see the whole picture. Identity, impact, and the buzz you create online. Shedeur gets it. Skattebo clearly doesn't. So any cheap comment about money, laughable, weak, and the lesson is clear. If you try to hit someone built for the long game with rookie insults, you're the one getting exposed, not him. People love to make the jersey thing simple, but it's not. It's not just a shirt, not just a sale. Every jersey a player sells can create a whole revenue stream if the fans care about the story. They the name, the personality behind it. And most players, they never touch that level.
Now, fast forward recently to Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, goes viral, but not for football, but for how he structured his contract. He had an equity clause in his deal with Gatorade. That clause basically said, I'm not just here as a name or a body. I want part of what's being built off of me. I want ownership in the outcome. So that clause essentially just preserved his interest. And he didn't walk away with just a one-time check. He walked away with his corrected status in the contract, and he claimed his equity.
Skattebo clearly didn't get it. Calling Shedeur broke wasn't just a weak joke. It showed he doesn't know the difference between a simple contract check and the bigger picture. Brand power, influence, leverage. Paychecks are temporary. Brand wealth lasts. And in today's NFL, the player doesn't even always have to clap back. Say the wrong thing, take a cheap shot, and the internet becomes the ref. Clips explode, comments flood in. Suddenly, the person talking is on defense while the real target barely moves a muscle. That's how you get exposed. That's how Shedeur stays untouchable. He knows the field, sure, but he also knows the room, the cameras, the followers, the attention. That's where real power lives. Now, here's the part people keep missing. Money in football is bigger than a rookie contract. Way bigger. Endorsements, appearances, licensed merchandise, partnerships, music, digital content. That's the playground. Now, draft position sets a starting point, but it doesn't set limits. The players who get it treat their name like a platform, not a paycheck. They turn attention into influence, influence into deals, and deals into long-term wealth. That's exactly what Shedeur does. Some athletes hide from the spotlight. Some chase it recklessly. He doesn't do either. He controls it. He uses it. And that's why cheap jabs like Skattebo's flop. You can't shake someone who's been building attention as an asset for years. You just make yourself look desperate, small, and unprepared. That's the real lesson here. The game isn't just on the field anymore. It's everywhere your name shows up. And only a few know how to own it. The broke comment didn't just miss. It was a disaster in strategy. Cam Skattebo tried to shrink Shedeur in front of everyone, but he completely misread the room. That joke was built on an old-school idea that money is only a contract. That's not the game anymore. Now it's about attention, influence, and staying in control when cameras are rolling. Shedeur didn't snap.
He didn't yell.
He didn't prove anything. He stayed calm, and that's what flipped the moment. The spotlight didn't follow his reaction. It followed Skattebo's desperation. Every eye in the room felt it. Every viewer online felt it. Scatterbot wasn't talking to Shedeur. He was performing for the cameras, trying to get a headline. And that's the trap in today's shows, podcasts, and panels. One comment, one jab, and the internet decides the score. If you're sloppy, you're exposed. That's exactly what happened. The broke line wasn't clever. IT wasn't funny. It was a weak play to look bigger by putting someone else down. And the silence crushed it. Shedeur's restraint didn't just protect him. It made Skattebo look small, insecure, and desperate in front of everyone. And when the moment went viral, that's all people saw. This is how attention works now. Every reaction is part of the game. You can throw a great insult and still look bad if you lose control. You can clap back perfectly and still come off unstable. Shedeur's calmness turned the moment into proof of his control. Fans noticed, supporters noticed. The narrative spread itself. Skattebo handed the internet a storyline where he is punching up for relevance. Whether he meant to or not, Shedeur didn't have to respond. He didn't have to defend himself.
His posture did the talking.
The room shifted, the clip traveled, and everyone watching could see who was pressed first. That's the lesson most young players never fully get. Moments aren't just about what you say. They are about who you are while you say it.
Control the moment. Control the story.
Lose it, and the world rewrites the script for you. Shedeur's calm, collected presence made him look untouchable. Skattebo's move, a cautionary tale in real time. And the kicker, Shedeur didn't even need to fight. He just stood there. Let the cameras, the fans, and the internet do the work. That's how you turn a weak jab into proof of dominance without ever raising your voice. Cam Skattebo tried to make a draft pick number look like a weapon. Like the round you get picked in tells the world how much you matter. But that's not how it works anymore. Football is just the stage. The real game is business, influence, and timing. Shedeur has been building that game for years in front of everyone. That broke jab wasn't smart. It didn't shake him. It only showed that the guy throwing it is still stuck in an old way of thinking, counting contracts instead of building platforms. The biggest contracts don't mean the most anymore. The players who win are the ones with control over attention, who keep calm while chaos erupts, and who know how to turn every viral clip to their advantage. Shedeur didn't argue. He didn't scream. He just stood there calm, letting everyone else feel the tension, letting the cameras catch it all, and letting a single knowing smile say everything. The room felt it instantly. You could see the shift. People knew the line crossed a limit. They knew the joke wasn't funny, and they knew who really had control. Shedeur didn't have to fight or defend himself. The silence did the work. The awkward energy pointed at Skattebo, not him. And that's the reality now. Influence isn't about shouting louder. It's about staying steady when someone else loses it. The player who panics is the one everyone remembers. The player who stays calm is the one everyone talks about. And that's exactly what happened here. Shedeur's restraint made him look untouchable. Skattebo's desperation made him look reckless. One viral moment, two completely different outcomes. Here's the bigger lesson most people miss. Respect is currency. Influence is power. And the guys who try to take that from someone who understands both usually end up exposed. Shedeur didn't need to speak. He didn't need to clap back. The moment spoke for him and for Skattebo. Every move, every word, every attempt to look big got recorded, replayed, and analyzed. And it didn't crown him. It framed him. That's why these moments matter. This isn't just football. This is business, reputation, and strategy all rolled into one live clip. So, the question for the fans, did Skattebo cross a line, or was it harmless? And if you want more bold takes, more behind-the-scenes power plays, more NFL moments the mainstream misses, you know where to stay locked in. Anyways, Shedeur Sanders didn't just fire back. He exposed the weakness behind Cam Skattebo's words. Calm, collected, untouchable. That's how you win without raising your voice. If you want more explosive takes like this, hit subscribe, smash that like, and stay locked in for every play behind the headlines.